Assalamualaikum everyone and welcome back to my channel. Today's recipe is going to be a quick and easy one. This mini chicken puff pastry can be prepared and freezed ahead of time and baked right before iftar. As always, the complete recipe can be found on my blog hungryforgoodies.com, so let's get started. I'll start off by preparing the chicken filling for my puff pastry. So I'm using roasted chicken from yesterday's leftover. I always love using leftover chicken as it makes my life easier, plus there's not much seasoning needed. So I'm going to dice the chicken into bite-sized pieces and set them aside for later. Obviously, if you don't have leftover chicken, you can just boil some chicken breast and add any seasoning that you like. Next, I'm chopping some fresh mushrooms and setting that aside as well. After that, in a large pot, I'm heating up 50 grams of butter, and once it's fully melted, I am adding in the chopped mushroom. I'm going to fry the mushroom for a couple of minutes or until it turns into a light brown color. I'm also going to season it with a teaspoon of freshly ground black pepper and some salt. Remember that the chicken is already seasoned, so make sure you add salt accordingly. Next, I'm adding a tablespoon and a half of flour and stirring well. The flour will give texture and thickness to this filling. Once everything is well combined, it's time to add the milk. So I have here 3/4 cup of milk, and I'm going to just add that gradually to prevent any lumps forming. Once all the milk is mixed, I'm going to season it with a teaspoon of dried Italian seasoning and 50 grams of cheddar cheese. I'm mixing that well. And because I can see that it's a bit too thick, I like to add a bit of water just to make it thinner. Feel free to add enough water as needed. For the filling, I also like to add some boiled green peas and obviously the leftover chicken I've diced earlier. Now what's left to do is mix everything well until everything is well combined. Then I'm just going to remove this from the heat and let this cool completely before using it. So once my chicken is fully chilled, I'm going to prepare the chicken puff pastry. So I'm going to be using 2 sheets of ready-made puff pastry. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take a pizza cutter or a knife and cut the puff pastry into about 10 centimeter large rectangle or square shape. After that, I'm taking a muffin tray and greasing it with some butter so that it doesn't stick. Next, I'm carefully fitting in the puff pastry sheets and stuffing them with about 1 to 2 tablespoons of the chicken filling. Once they're all stuffed, I'm taking all 4 edges of the sheets and folding them inwards to close the pastry. Lastly, I'm going to brush the top with a beaten egg and sprinkle some sesame seeds. Now what's left to do is bake this in a 200 degrees Celsius preheated oven for about 25 to 30 minutes or until golden brown. And here you have your chicken puff pastry done. I hope you enjoyed this video and give this video a big thumbs up. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel if you haven't already. Follow me on my social media, Instagram and Facebook, and I shall see you on my next one. Bye!